He had unlimited funds, unlimited power, and he's the most powerful man in the world, right?
And it was just a place that destroyed our country, raped our land, and sucked us dry. If you could have a cup of coffee with anybody, past, present, alive or dead, a hero or anyone you want, who would it be?
I answer it if you answer it as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So let me think. Do you know who Marcus Aurelius is?
Yeah. The Roman general.
He was a Roman emperor.
Yeah.
So he had unlimited funds, unlimited power, and he's the most powerful man in the world, right? And he created a philosophy that's known as Stoicism, essentially, which is control. Even when you've got everything, how to control. Yeah. I'd have coffee with him. I'd sit down and just question the hell out of him, because I'd want to know, how do you do it? Like, why would you want to control? Like, he literally, like, I'm a massive believer in what he does. I do this thing where there's something called a Shakti mat. None of this is promoted, by the way, if anyone's listening. So there's something called a Shakti mat, and it's designed to be uncomfortable, in my opinion. It is like these little plastic sharp shards on a pad that you lie on. Think of a bed of nails.
Okay.
And it just causes hella discomfort. Like, you sit on it, you're like, get off. It's like Lego bricks, but times a million, yeah?
Okay.
And I do it every day because I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And that philosophy comes from him. It's do things you don't like to do because they will keep you out of the comfort zone. As soon as you get comfortable with anything you do in life, you start to get comfortable.
Well,
you start to get fat, you start to get lazy.
I say this to anyone that's a bit of a younger generation. I always try and explain to them that we were never supposed to get this comfortable. And we are proof that if you look at our forefathers, if we're here, it's because of what they did. And they left their comforts for a better life. People think that, they left, India, for example, they left there because they couldn't stay there. No, they could have, but they wanted a better life. So they came here. It's a sacrifice. The sacrifice is comfort. They left that comfort, they came here. Now they provided us with comfort. What we were supposed to do is get comfortable enough to then be great, be something else, continue that journey. What did we do? We overindulged on comfort. As a result, we suppressed our hunger for greatness. And now so many of us got so much potential. I see so many young kids that, you can be great. You can do something. Just give it a go. There's no hunger. Why? They're comfortable. Do you know what I mean? We were never supposed to sit and play PlayStation for 7 hours a night, but we do. And why? Because we've gotten comfortable. We've forgotten what we are and who we are and where we've come from. And it's not nothing to do with religion. I'm speaking upon anyone who's an immigrant that's coming here. You've got an immigrant background. You're living proof that you can do something great, because the odds are stacked against your forefathers. They came to a country where they couldn't speak the language. They could not understand the geography. They didn't know anything about the culture. All they knew, there was a possibility that this place that they're going to might be good. I mean, think about the conversation they were having. People think twice about moving to a different area within their own area. These guys were like, honey, we're going to pack our bags and go to a different country. Okay, what's this country? Oh, it's just a place that, destroyed our country, raped our land, and, sucked us dry. Okay, but apparently there's a chance it might be a successful life there. Yeah, say less, let's go. That mentality is crazy to have, and they did it.
I think it was, again, what you said. They weren't comfortable in the way that we're comfortable. They were comfortable in the mind. But physically, I mean, I remember stories of the elders in the family talking about how they would eat, bread with salt and butter. That was it. There was nothing else. The crop had failed, and they called it gribbi, which is like poverty. They go, we've seen poverty where we had to wear the same clothes for like months on end. They're like, you guys throw clothes away. That's why they don't ever, like my dad and his dad, they never threw anything away. It was like, that's still got 6 years of life in it. Yeah. Those chapala, we can get them resold. You know what I mean? They never threw anything away. We're in a world now where it doesn't make sense because we're making so much money. Like we think if you're making the average wage in this country is so much more than what they made. They were literally working for pennies on the pound, right? So they weren't comfortable. They had to leave a country where it was pure poverty. They got here, and to them, the streets were paved with gold. They were used to sleeping, in a little bed in a little room the size of an elevator. Do you know what I mean? We're not. That's why we don't want to move. We're so comfortable in our little areas and our social groups and circles. Those guys didn't care. They were from a little village. They came with the village on a boat and created another little village. And they just created, and to them, they were like, I'm going to build wealth. I'm going to set my kids up to be educated in a country that's known for its educated peoples. And we'll hopefully go back to India with this education or wherever they're from, so we can set it up, and we can set up with something so we don't have to live in poverty ever again, like my dad did or his dad did. Do you know what I mean? The most expensive thing they probably owned was their cow or their ox or whatever they had. So now when I look back and they've got bloody motorcycles and courtier and cars and, clothes that are worth thousands of pounds, I'm like, you lot should look back to see where you came from, humble beginnings. And that's why I like Marcus Aurelius. He had everything. He was literally the emperor of the world, of the West, and he chose to live with no comforts. He gave himself uncomfortable situations so he would stay hungry. It's keeping that, like you said, if we instilled that. I mean, I don't really want to go into religion, but Sikhi does the same thing, yeah. But it does it in this package, so it's not going to appeal to everybody. It should, but it doesn't, right? He did something that we can all aspire to be, because we all have the comforts that he had. He was never hungry. We're rarely, I mean, we miss lunch, we're hungry. Like, he never had to worry about famines. He never had to worry about money, really, because he was the emperor. He didn't have to worry about a job. Like, we're quite safe in this country. And that's why I like to look back at him, because I'm not an emperor or anything, but I'm living a very comfortable life. I mean, if I was to take a flat screen TV or my phone back to show him, it would blow his mind. Even him, the emperor of the Rome, you know what I mean? So I'd like to sit with him, have a coffee with him, and talk through how he developed that and when did it start. There's nothing in history that I'd say, when did you realize this was the right thing to do? And then what was the first thing that you did that was wrong? Like, you must have tried something and thought, oh crap, I ain't doing that again. Like, where? And his book, I think, is called Meditate. It still harks true to this day.
Oh wow!
Like, if you read his book, I might have got the name of that book wrong, but he did write a book or like some sort of philosophy. And I read it years ago, back when I was at school, and that's when it all started for me. It was, I can't be comfortable. I'm not allowed to be comfortable, because as soon as I get comfortable, I'm going to be like everybody else. Being hungry gives you an edge.
100% weird. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. What about you? Who would you have a coffee with?
I think probably me when I was 10 years old. So if I can go into the past, I would go.
You can't choose yourself. You can't choose yourself.
What? Now you're just making rules?
No, the rules were anybody from past, present, or future. But you can't choose yourself. You can't.
No, I would have a coffee with myself when I was 10 years old, because then I would have so much to tell me about the future. And exactly like the things you said, do not get comfortable. Okay, everything is up against you. There's going to be so many things that you need to watch out for. And that's what I would love to do. And then if I was to go in the future, I'd love to be able to have a conversation with my kids' kids.
Wow.
I would love to be able to see, well, what happened in the end and how did it go? You know, like when I'm done, I'm a great granddad, like that generation has never even met so many kids. I'd love to see what actually happened. What did we become? I mean, are they in a prison cell somewhere?
Well, yeah, like if I look at my granddad, he had many kids and many grandkids. And if he could see the, the broad variety of his grandkids, I wonder what he would think. That's a fair point that you made there.
Yeah. Do you think you'd be proud of yourself?
I don't know. Possibly. But he wasn't that kind of a guy. You know what I mean? He was like, is that what you've done?
Okay.
Oh, when are you going to do this? Do you know what I mean? It was like
never enough. But
that was built into them.
That's a good mentality.
And that's what I've kept in my head. It's, don't ever be happy with what you've got, because it can be taken away. You can get it given to you and taken away like that. So I always hear, oh, be happy with what you've got. No, don't be happy with it. Just appreciate it. Be in the moment with it, in the present, because you could lose it very, very soon. You might have it forever, but you could lose it. So just appreciate it. A lot of people live in the future. They don't live in the present, or they live in the past. So, I mean, people that are depressed, I believe, live in the past. The ones that are worrying all the time, they're living in the future. Very rarely do I meet people that are living for now. And those are the most fun people because they don't care what happens tomorrow and they don't care what they did yesterday. So I try to say, have that mentality, enjoy it while you've got it. Because one day you are going to be old and you're not going to be able to move and, have the money, the expendable income, or have those kind of people that are still with you now around you. So enjoy it, enjoy what you've got. And I feel like my Baba lived that way. He lived day to day. He lived in the moment. Everybody that knew him, all the elders I've spoken to, they're like, he was the life of the party. If he was there, we're having a good time. And that's what I try to instill in my day to day.